Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tesla stock today is up about 0.1%. And in today's video, we're going to be going over all of the Tesla stock news you need to know, as well as your broader market news, because we are still in September seasonal weakness today and tomorrow, at least. Once we get to October 1st, we kind of leave that. But the government shutdown is a big uncertainty at this point. It's an uncertainty, like, is it going to happen? Are we actually going to have a government shutdown? And then it's kind of an uncertainty of how much economic harm would that do if we did have a government shutdown. So yeah, we're going to get into all of that in today's video. Look at the option activity, everything you need to know in regards to Tesla stock. Do me a quick favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It helps push these videos out to more and more people, which helps to keep people informed and likely drive investors into Tesla stock. If you want to take it a step further, come trade with us. Every time we make a trade, check that link out down below in the description of today's episode. But with that said, let's get into all of your Tesla stock breaking news. So your Merit here on X says, we're getting Q3 delivery numbers on Thursday and FSD V14 this upcoming week, and Tesla is a 10.9% increase from a new all-time high. So that's a big catalyst this week. Q3 delivery numbers. Are they going to be good? Are they going to be bad? Wall Street's expecting about 430,000. I think judging on the rally in the stock, you're expecting about 450,000. I personally think the number could come in over 500,000, and this could be a big catalyst on Thursday and Friday to send the stock into the 500s. Okay, I think we could be over a $500 stock by market close on Friday. Now, FSD V14 has also been speculated to be a positive catalyst for the stock as well. We will just have to see when that comes out and how positive the stock takes it. We've heard some analyst notes recently that have called out FSD V14 as another big catalyst to come. So we'll see. Tesla's VP of Finance on Giga Berlin says quality, cost, and volume all achieving new records as we leverage the talent of the entire team there alongside the learnings from the past several years. It says here that Tesla brought the Model Y Robotaxi, Optimus, and Cybercab to the Up Summit Community Day in Arkansas. This event is open to the public to explore the latest innovations in transportation, from autonomous vehicles, drones, to space exploration technologies. Now it says here, the Tesla Model Y sells faster than diesel cars and other EVs in Sweden's used market. The Model Y is selling in just 9 days on average, faster than any diesel model on the market. Its CEO, in a new interview on seeing a boost in sales from Tesla owners, says, quote, "The Model S, nothing has changed in 12 years now. Customers are actively looking for other options." Xiaomi's CEO says, quote, "We bought 3 Model Ys at the start of this year, disassembling the parts one by one, and studied every component, one at a time. If you don't choose the YU7, you might consider the Model Y. The Model Y is an exceptionally impressive car." Now, the biggest battery in Queensland, Australia, that'll use 324 Tesla megapacks is nearing the halfway mark of construction. The $340 million 300 megawatt, 1200 megawatt hour battery is being built at the site of a former coal-powered power station. The official Tesla X account did release this video about Elon's 2025 compensation package. I think we all pretty well understand the compensation package, why they want to get Elon a compensation package, what the tiers are and the performance thresholds and how it works. So I'm not going to waste your time sharing this clip. It's just important that you vote your shares. Okay, you should be getting an email on Robinhood. It's pretty easy to vote your shares, but you should be getting an email on if you're on any brokerage, and it will have links to vote your shares. Check your email and vote your shares, whether you have 1 share or 50,000 shares. you need to vote. In the news today, Tesla owners in Australia and New Zealand have already driven over 621,000 miles on FSD supervised. And that equals about 52,000 miles per day on FSD supervised being driven, which is kind of crazy since it just launched. Now, Tesla has officially opened its first next-gen V4 supercharger with V4 cabinets capable of 500 kilowatt charging speeds for cars. This supports 400 volt to 1,000 volt vehicle architectures, including 30% faster charging for the Cybertruck. Sexy vehicles get 250 kilowatt hours of charge rates. They already experience at the V3 cabinet, charging up to 200 miles in 15 minutes. In option activity today from hedge funds and institutions, you have 168 different trades totaling $265 million with a positive order value of 84%. So very positive again today. Volume 61.85% calls, 38.15% puts today. So almost a 2-to-1 ratio, almost 2 times as many calls versus puts. Short interest of free float at 2.98%, $37 billion sold short in the stock. And that totals almost 14 million shares that are sold short. You do have 268,000 shares that are being sold short today. So there is a shorting pressure on the stock today. But again, we have some seasonal weakness here. I think we are one catalyst away from a larger rally in Tesla. Could be delivery numbers on Thursday. Could be just averting a government shutdown. That could be very positive. We are heading into positive seasonality, October, November, December, as you already know. And FSD V14 is coming out anytime. Not to mention, a new city's likely going to get robotaxis soon. There's a lot of upcoming catalysts. The shareholder meeting on November 6th. Any of these catalysts could be the catalyst that pushes us into the 500s. And again, it doesn't take a genius to see how Tesla is setting up here. Wall Street is flipping, becoming more bullish on Tesla. Retail seems to be getting more bullish on Tesla again. Everything's starting to line up here for Tesla stock, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe things are not great. Maybe things go bad. That's a possibility. But to me, it looks good. Now let's get into your broader market news today. Again, one of the big things that is on everyone's mind is the government shutdown. Are we going to shut down? Are we going to get a resolution? What's going to happen here? A BBG reporter on X says a U.S. Senate Minority Leader Schumer tells us that the GOP felt the heat and agreed to talks. Quote, "We're ready to get to work. It's about time." Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu apologized to Qatari Prime Minister in a phone call from the White House for an attack on Doha, Israel's Channel 12 correspondent said. Switzerland agrees with the U.S. not to manipulate its currency. North Korea's vice foreign minister tells the UN, "We will never give up nuclear. We will never walk away from this position." And in breaking news today, Hamas to reportedly demilitarize from pressure of Qatar per the Jerusalem Post. Donald Trump says, "I'm confident there will be peace in Gaza soon." U.S. economic data releases will pause if the government shuts down, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So if we get a government shutdown this week, we probably will not get the jobs report on Friday. The jobs report is a major catalyst this week. So yeah, how does that help or hurt the markets? Yikes. Mexico president says she hopes U.S. takes Mexico into consideration in response to tariffs on heavy vehicles. U.S. September Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index came in at negative 8.7. The estimate was negative 1. So some weaker than expected economic data this morning. Trump has said he will be placing a 100% tariff on all Hollywood movies not made in the US. So that really is a jab at Netflix here. US pending home sales month over month came in at positive 4%. The forecast was only positive 0.39%. So real estate data came in much better than expected today. China's Commerce Ministry urges the U.S. to stop unreasonable oppression on Chinese firms. And China's Commerce Ministry opposes U.S. export control measures. Goldman turns positive on stocks and downgrades credit. They have upgraded equities to overweight on a 3 to 12 month time horizon due to Fed dovishness, fiscal easing, and AI-driven growth. S&P 500 targets 6,800, 7,000, 7,200. Large cap tech and financials lead, supported by earnings growth rather than valuations. International opportunities in Europe, Japan, and Asia ex-Japan. Fed Hammock said this morning, I expect firms to pass on more of tariffs. Now, the White House is calling for a clean government funding bill. Barclays today increased their S&P 500 2025 target to 6,450. Now, HSBC says key milestones for S&P 500 rally. They say the S&P 500's 33% rally since April, already above HSBC's 6,500 year-end target, nearing the bull case of 7,000. They say risks ahead, government shutdown. Congress faces September 30th deadline. Past shutdowns have been brief but disruptive. Fed policy, expected 25 basis point cuts on October 29th and December 10th. Historically, cuts outside recessions lift the S&P 8% over the next 6 months. They say that tariff extensions, Mexico on October 31st, China on November 10th, positive if extended or broadened. And AI investment, they say Q3 earnings should confirm rising hyperscaler capex. Mag 7 set to deploy $414 billion of $1 trillion worth of cash into AI, with Apple likely to ramp up spending. Besides the uncertainty from a potential government shutdown and some odd comments here and there, it's actually not a bad day for markets today. I think the uncertainty around a government shutdown, specifically, if we get a government shutdown and we don't get the jobs report, that creates more uncertainty, right? I think that's one big thing you can take away from a government shutdown that would not be positive, okay? This has the VIX up 6% today, which is a very large move for the VIX, considering the Russell only down 0.2%. NASDAQ is up 0.4%. S&P is up 0.1%. Dow is down 0.2%. A 6% move higher in the VIX is notable. 10-year bond yields unchanged. Oil's down about 4% today. As expected, OPEC Plus over this weekend said that they plan to raise output by about 157,000 barrels per day. So, yeah, we're getting the expected decline in oil. Gold is up another 1.24% today, and cryptos are widely up as well. So even though there is some nervousness represented in the VIX, it's not a bad day. And we'll see if we get a last-minute funding deal done to keep the government open. If we do, that's great. We leave September seasonals, government gets funded, business as usual. And with some of the catalysts specifically this week for Tesla, you could get that break into the 500s very soon. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.